What is the difference between keywords and search terms in Google Ads? So in this video, I want to show you what is the main difference between keywords and search terms in Google Ads. I'm also going to give you some examples, and I'm also going to show you how you can control the quality of your search terms too. And before I do, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button. If you do like this video, put some comments below about your experiences about keywords and search terms in Google Ads. Let's get straight into it. So let's start off with an example of keywords, right? So a keyword that you specified within your Google Ads campaign could be football shoes, okay? So you could have a legitimate keyword because you might be selling football shoes, or you might be providing a service whereby you're refurbing football shoes, or whatever, right? So it's about football shoes, okay? So you want to be listed at the top of the Google page using Google Ads for football shoes. However, what sometimes could happen is that what you get displayed on on the Google page is not exactly football shoes. And that's because there's something called search terms. Now, the main difference between keywords and search terms is keywords are the words that we give to Google. Okay, so we give to Google our keywords like football shoes. Search terms is what Google interprets your keywords as, depending on a number of factors. And the main factor that determines what search terms your keyword gets shown for is your match type. And we will go through this, okay? So in this case, if you've got a keyword for football shoes, your ad could possibly appear for ball shoe colors, or it could even appear for football boots for men. And that's because of the match type that we have used in Google Ads when specifying our keywords. So one more example is a keyword could be buy a car, because you could be in the business whereby you're selling cars. So if someone types in buy a car, you might want to be listed at the top of the Google page. However, your ad might get triggered for a keyword which says buy a vehicle. And a vehicle, as you know, could mean a number of things. It could be a lorry, it could be a van, it could be a motorcycle, and you might not want to be listed for buy a vehicle, but your ad may well be triggered for buy a vehicle. And one of the main reasons for this is because there's something called variations and synonyms, which I'm going to go over in the next slide. So if I talk you through an example, we've got keywords, we've got match types, we've got symbols, and we've got search terms, okay? So let's start off with football shoes. Now, let's assume that we've used a broad match modifier, and so the way we've added our keyword is using a broad match type. And as you may well know, that the symbol for broad match is that there is no symbol for broad match. So what could now happen is that your ad might get triggered for a search term called black running boot. So if someone types in black running boot, your ad might get triggered for it, even though you've specified football shoes. And the reason is because for broad match, Google uses variations of the word football shoes and synonyms of the word football shoes, and it could have any words before it or any words after it, okay? So as long as it fits that criteria, your ad might get shown for black running boot, which you might find is not really relevant. We might, on the other hand, find it is relevant. Now, you can control the quality of this by using a match type called phrase match. Now, for phrase match, the symbol that we use is double quote. So we surround football shoes with the double quotes around it. Your ad could be triggered for men's football shoes. And the reason is because in phrase match, again, you're using close variations and synonyms. But the key thing is with phrase match, the keyword that you put in must be in the same order. So basically, in this case, you can see that football shoes are still together, but you could have words before it or after it. Now I'll talk you about a match type called exact match, and the symbol for exact match is a square brackets. So in this case, Google will show search terms for for football shoes or football boots. Now, the reason exact is not really exact. What Google does when it comes to exact match, Google looks at the intent of the keyword. So if it thinks that it's the user's, so in this case, football shoes is the same thing as football boots, your ad will get triggered. But the key thing is that there will be nothing before it or after it. So this is the main difference between keywords and search terms. So keywords is what you give to Google. Search terms is what Google interprets your keywords as based on your match type and the symbols that you use. So which leads to a question of how do you control the quality of the search terms? And there's two main ways which I'm going to talk through in this video in a very brief way. So the first way is controlling your match type. Like I said, you got broad match, phrase match, and you've got exact match. The other way you control the quality of your search terms by keeping a regular eye on your negative keywords. So if you find that Google has shown your ad for a search term which is definitely not relevant to you, you can add that search term as a negative. So then Google will not then display that or use that search term in future. And it is a little bit more complicated than that because there's so many other factors around it. Because, like, for example, where do you add the negative keyword, or what part of the search term it should be a negative? Should it be the whole search term, or should it be a part of the search term? Do you add it at campaign level, account level, ad group level, and so on? There are a number of factors, but you can also then, if you discover a search term which is good, you can add it as a keyword. Google Ads is complicated, and your search terms will make a huge difference to the quality of the account that you're running. It could either bump your costs up, or if it's properly managed, you could find your cost coming down significantly, and your cost per acquisition or cost per lead could come down, your conversion rate could come up. So there is a lot of things to take into account. If you do want help on Google Ads or managing your Google Ads campaigns or looking at your keywords and search terms, there'll be a link somewhere below this video. Click on it and book a call with either myself or a member of my team, and we'll be happy to jump onto a Zoom call to discuss your Google Ads account. At the same time, if you did like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button, and put any comments below about what your experience of Google Ads is. And I look forward to seeing you on the other show. Take care for now. Goodbye for now.